Valley Junction, Iowa. Let's go check it out. I think it's about 1,000 square feet, 1,300 maybe with the back room. It's pretty small. We've almost kind of outgrown this space, but the vibe is so good here in Valley Junction that it's hard to imagine, moving just to get more space. So we really do try and cram as much stuff in here as possible so we can stay. When you first come in the door, these are the new Audio-Technica turntables over here. We sell some Edifier powered bookshelf speakers. We've got some Yamaha bookshelves, some knob sound and Fozzy equipment. We hit you with vintage right when you walk in. Stuff like baby Advents. I mean, I bet we sell 20 pair of those every year. We've got some JBLs, a little bit of 80s and 90s equipment, which, we don't service, but when it comes in, it's really nice equipment. We'll just offer like a 30-day warranty on it and sell it at a reasonable price just because, equipment's really nice. It's just not the most serviceable stuff. We've got the Duoc AV switcher here so we can switch between the two different amplifiers and several sets of speakers. I like this kind of knick-knack stuff, even though it's really dirty. This building's old and it started out as a auto body shop. And I would doubt that the ductwork in here has ever been clean. So dusting around here is like all the time. These boxes were so cool back then. They actually, they gave a shit. Now this would be in a white box with just a part number on the side. And then this is new vinyl here. We've got some really cool stuff. Several UHQRs. Just got the Steely Dan Gaucho. This is a nipper. It's old. It's heavy. It's got a broken ear. I've still got the piece of ear, and I bought it this way. I actually bought this down in Missouri, and I went into this little antique shop and just asked them if they had any stereo-related products, speakers, receivers, that type of thing. And the guy took me back to look at a pair of speakers, and I saw that sitting on the floor. And I asked him if the nipper was for sale, and he sold it to me. I don't know, I think it might have caused a divorce because the wife didn't want to sell it. And I told him, I was like, I don't want to buy this, if you don't want to sell it. And I think she was trying to make a point with her husband, and she insisted I buy it. So anyway, that's how I got it. But these are our cassettes. We don't sell a lot of cassettes. I think a lot of times people end up buying them just for looks. Maybe they want to just display their Jack Wagner and remember their General Hospital days from the 80s. Our record cleaner that we make in-house, and then we keep a few CDs as well. Again, not big sellers, but people do thumb through them every once in a while. And if we get CDs in that, are just in really, really good condition, we'll buy them. We got $7 on this Master of Puppets, and it looks like it's never been played. So this is the awesome Skylabs Star that the guys got me for Christmas this year. We've got 2 rain lamps here, and this is mineral oil. A lot of people, they're afraid to touch it. They don't want their kids touching it. It's just mineral oil. It's not mineral oil. I have a tough time saying that fast. Just gonna leave your finger a little bit greasy. And I like black velvets. It just screams 70s basement. So, and then we've got a few reel-to-reels. They're $5 a piece. A lot of times people are just wanting a take-up reel. They can spool the tape off and grab one of those. Skylights. A lot of people have been asking about skylights, And I would say within the next 2 weeks, we're going to have more of those in. These are the U-turns we have. We've got a few vintage turntables right now. It looks like a PL112D Pioneer. We've got the Empire 208. That's actually Eric's turntable. We've got a Philips. This is a 312. Really nice turntable. A lot of people call it the poor man's Thorns. It's got the suspension like a Thorns turntable, but these are really nice. And for everybody out there that says I never talk about Philips, there you go. Philips. And then let's see, we've got a Micro Seiki, which incredible turntables. This is one of their kind of entry level or budget turntables. This is a DD24. I really like Micro Seiki turntables quite a bit. I like their head shells a lot too. They always have cool head shells.
Oh, that's cool.
This Macintosh dealer stand I actually just got last summer. This guy sent me a picture of these really kind of beat up speakers, which I didn't have any interest in. But I saw this sitting behind a pile of stuff. And so I went over there and I ended up grabbing that, which was cool. And then I just put the LEDs back there just to kind of illuminate this a little bit. Looks like we got a Marantz 1060 and a Model 112 tuner. Those are always really nice. They sell really fast. These look like Realistics. These are Realistic 7Bs. And I think they're screwed in. They are screwed in, so I can't take those off. Stereo wall. I mean, this is it. This is the heart of Skylabs right here. You know, we put the majority of our receivers, stereo amplifiers, all that kind of thing right here. Mainly because of this. You know, this is a 20 input and 20 output amplifier or receiver selector. And it really just allows us to listen to any combination of receiver amplifier and speakers that are on here. I really need to get this thing off of here because we've got some dirty pots that are starting to kind of rear their ugly head again. And taking this thing down, yeah, we all think we have rats nests behind our stereos. This is another level because essentially every receiver has a set of speaker wires going to it, a set of RCAs going to it, and then this also has another set of speaker wire coming out of it, going to all the speakers. So it's a lot. I'm going to go through this really quick. By the way, if you want to know what our inventory is, the best thing to do is join our newsletter. John here puts out one every 2 weeks to a month. Don't hold us accountable for that. We try and get them done as often as possible, but do keep this in mind. We do not ship vintage electronics. I don't want to go into the reasons why because we've covered that so many times, but the bottom line is we don't ship them. So, you know, if you're in the 5-state area, the best thing to do is call us in the morning on the day you're coming up and we can go over what we have in stock. But we don't hold pieces of equipment because every time we do, we get burned. I know you probably have the right intentions and most likely those other people did too, but they never show up. That's why it's cash in hand. You can play with it, you know, go through all the pots, make sure everything's to your liking and walk out the door with it. That's just the way we do things here. So, you know, we've got a Marantz integrated. This is a really nice piece. Some Kenwood. This is really good Kenwood stuff. Really old Marantz piece. I think this is late 60s, early 70s. Not the greatest thing in the world, but it's kind of a cool collectible. This would be Sansui when they really started to kind of go down in quality, but you know, somebody that's just looking for a, you know, a first stereo system or a garage stereo system that has that vintage vibe. Perfect. This thing's been here forever. It's really sad, but tube electronics in Des Moines, Iowa just do not sell very well. At least they do not here. This is a Knight. It is the same thing as the Allied 333 or the Pioneer 333. It is the same service manual, just depending on where you are in the world. You either got a Knight, an Allied, or a Pioneer. Actually, a lot of the parts on the inside of this are actually badged as Pioneer. Really cool tube amplifier that nobody wants. We got a Pioneer. This would be the same era as the first receiver that I bought for myself. This is the baby unit. We've got these are Amp Appa tube preamps. Cool thing about these, they've got an auxiliary and a phono with bass, treble, and volume control. And you can change the lighting on them too. You can change it to green if that fits your motif better. Macintosh 6100. We sell quite a few of these every year. It seems to be the most common vintage Macintosh piece to come through Skylabs is a 6100. We've got our phase linear 700B. Got a 350A Sansui, early 70s, low wattage, really nice unit here. SX 1500 TW Pioneer. This would be another early 70s, late 60s model. This thing, you know, it's unfortunate. This thing's like brand new out of the box. I'm under the impression this is a European model, and this has been here a little while, and it just gets overlooked, but this is a really nice amplifier. This is an MX55. You got some Kenwood integrated. This is really good Kenwood right here, and so is this. These are made really well. Everybody's under the assumption that I hate Kenwood, and really it's just some specific models that I think they kind of went ultra cheap on. This stuff's good. We've got a European 690, so this would be the American 680. It's got the black faceplate on the back. 450 is a 636, or maybe the sweet spot mid 70s for Pioneer. I think these are undervalued. Got a 620 just going out on the floor today. Another nice Kenwood integrated, big volume knob. I mean, you feel like a badass with that knob. Got one more Pioneer. It's a 737, one step up from the 636. Again, really nice unit. And then these we are selling for a family member, and we do not repair Bang & Olufsen, so this is kind of a fluke deal. I'm pretty sure this is the same stereo as Why Is the Stereo All Wet?
I don't know, Marco.
That one. Yeah, I'll be happy to see that go. And then for speakers right now, the matching Bang & Olufsen speakers that go with this, those sound awesome. Those are really good sounding speakers. Got a pair of CS 3.5s. These are awesome speakers. The woodwork, the weight, everything about these is great. A cheaper pair of EPI 120s. They still sound great though. And then we've got some JBL. These are L56s. I really like those. I know they're not everybody's favorites, but I like them a lot. I think they sound awesome, which definitely not known for their speakers. I think they were more known for their tape. Ampex made a ton of tape back in the day. And then these are really rare. They've been here a while, and they're a company called RBH. We've got 3 of them. We've got a center and then the left and right. These are made really well. And I think people just don't know what they are. So they're tough to sell, but if they sit here much longer, I'll just take them home and use them in a room in my house. And then we've got some Bang & Olufsen's. I believe these are the S45s. S45s. Love these speakers. I hate the Bang & Olufsen proprietary jack. So every time, you know, we just bypass that jack and put binding posts on them. A good friend of mine, John, if you're watching, out in California, gave me that Eric Clapton. And then I found this with Eric at a thrift store, and it's one of my favorite albums of all time, The Verb. These are kind of an oddity. They are heavy. This is like it's like a shot put. These are Carver speakers, and they sound really good. I bought them from a salesman that sold me his traveling demo units, and that's what these are. Nobody's pulled the trigger on them yet, but...
Would you just pair those with the sub?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%, unless you're going to mount them to your shoulders. And if you come into the middle, you know, this is the almost free section of records. These are just, you know, Rita Coolidge, non-popular titles, or if there are titles in here that are, you know, really good, it's because they're bad condition. And, you know, I don't want to throw away an Eric Clapton that's got a bad cover, because somebody might have a good cover with a bad vinyl record. So it's $4. This vinyl record happens to be in really good shape. That's the bargain bin, as we call it. This is what we call the fireplace. A lot of times we put maybe some of the cooler pieces over here. Right now we've got a 980. We've got some L36s. We've got the Pioneer Spec 4. We just got these AT15s in a couple weeks ago. These are just like the ones I bought brand new in 1991, or these are actually in a lot better shape than the ones I have. They don't have the history mine have, so we're selling these. Got a nice set of pulse back here. These are the shirts we sell. Obviously, you see them online. We've got a couple Weems left. We are no longer going to be carrying Weem, and it has nothing to do with the quality or the product or the price point. we're just going to try and find a different streamer for us to sell. Grados, love Grado. Grado is one of the greatest companies to deal with. They take care of businesses. They treat us right. And if you have an issue with them, I've never heard anything other than those people are awesome. And I love selling product that has that kind of backing. Grado, can't recommend them enough. Love Grado. This is the used record area. So we got our new arrivals, and then, you know, as we get more new arrivals in, they kind of just get filtered in. I kind of like it curated.
Curated.
Thank you, Eric. I kind of like a curated vinyl collection for everybody. I don't want a bunch of stuff that just sits and nobody wants. We put that in the dollar bin to get it out of here. You know, we want the good stuff. And, you know, the stuff up here is more hard to find stuff. We just got these in not too long ago. If you like going record shopping,
They work good as grocery bags too.
you can put your Eggo waffles in there. All the lamps and stuff, people ask almost every week if we sell them. And, you know, if I was going to as many thrift stores and estate sales as I used to, when I first opened the shop, I would sell the lamps, but I don't have time to get new cool lamps. These are my swag-tastic lamps. And I love them.
Well, what's
So
free?
they stay. Watch your step. This is all storage. We actually share this space with the tattoo artist, Trinity Tattoos up there. This is the cage area, as we call it. A lot of this equipment is mine. A lot of this equipment is customers waiting for repair. It's kind of mixed in a little bit. Definitely some cool stuff up here. DBX, 2BX, this Kenwood. This one happens to have a bad IC for the watt meters. Got an Onkyo, the broken piece of glass. It's essentially waiting on parts. This is actually really cool. This is a Marantz model 23 tuner. And I just have the tuner. That's the way I bought it. I don't have the integrated amplifier that would go with it. I'm kind of just hanging on to it, hoping I come across the integrated amp. This is my Sansui. You've seen that in videos probably. Let's see, you've got a Sansui. This is a G4500 with a piece of broken glass, so I'm waiting on a piece of glass for that. This is 2x Tony's Fisher. This is my reel-to-reel, my 3300. Just got the Sansui AU6600 and the TU7700 last week. They're corroded really badly. It's unfortunate, but probably gonna part them out. This is more of my stuff again. Some turntables, probably waiting on getting a better dust cover because the turntable's actually in good shape. This is kind of odds and ends, even a splash cymbal. How does that fit into Skylabs? I don't know, but it's here. It's just, oh, look at this. There's the nipper ear right here. Oh, it looks like I'm missing a piece. I've got one chunk of the ear. This is an Akai reel-to-reel. Got some 45s, which don't sell at all, so I quit putting them out. There's probably some speaker drill cloth, JBL orange, reel-to-reels, 10 inchers that I bought. This guy actually had some really good music on them. What else we got? Okay, so this is speaker storage. And I need to make myself clear on this. We do not sell parts. Here's the thing. If I sell you my parts, then when I need them, I'm on eBay or I'm waiting for parts on eBay. We just don't sell any parts at all whatsoever. I'd rather have them on hand. So if I need them for a customer or for myself, I've got it here, I've got it ready, and, you know, we can get it done. You know, JBL, Panasonic, Macintosh mid-ranges, Boston acoustic woofers, Advent woofers, you name it, it's here.
And where did you get most of these?
Most likely the cabinets were trashed. And these are all turntable dust covers. I only try and keep the ones that are in really good shape. I actually thinned the herd a few years ago because I was hanging on to too much stuff. These are some rare speakers. Right? These are Sony speakers from 1965, I believe. Got quite a few tubes. A lot of this is new old stock. Some of it's not, some of it's loose. Anybody that is into tubes, this is something you always want to look out for. Military grade tubes. So these were issued to the military, and usually they got the best of the best. You know, if you come across kind of plain boxes. A lot of them will say on them, you know, what branch of the military they were assigned to. Oh, here's a 1980 that's going up on Rob's bench next. These are the new caps that are going into it.
Here's our break room.
This is
our kitchen.
Yeah, this is where people hang out and discuss the weekend's current events. We've got full flavored Cokes, Coke Zero. I think this iced tea has been in here for...
They're ready to drink it.
It might be a little fermented, but I don't know if it tastes that bad. Well, let's see how old this barbecue sauce is. Oh, I guess it's not that bad. It only expired a year ago, so it's over a year. And then this is the kitchen. We got a toaster oven that I don't think has ever been used, maybe once or twice. Refrigerator, coffee pot, some coffee pods nobody ever uses. You guys want to go look at the bathroom?
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. This is our art gallery here. This is actually my great uncle.
Emerson Lincoln Palmer.
Bathroom's tiny. As soon as that toilet, you feel like a 4-year-old when you sit on it. Yeah, this bathroom's disgusting. There's no question. You know, I mean, it's really just us that uses. We really don't offer it to customers.
Yeah, if somebody needs it, we usually ask them if they're up to date on their tetanus shots.
For all the right reasons. Jared Van, the prankster, is the tattoo artist, decided to cut Eric's head out, put Freddie Mercury's mouth on Eric, and then put him on top of Rod Stewart. We got a Lysol. We've got like 5 toilet brushes and maybe the most dirty toilet in Des Moines.
Tell me about this right here.
This is one of the greatest moments in rock history. His name's Mike something from
Reno.
Mike Reno. That's a and in the song Turn Me Loose, there's a live version. That's where this comes from, where he goes for the high note and he whiffs it so bad. And rather than going into the note, realizing that he's not going to make it and stopping, he pushes forward. It's awesome.
And he usually hits it.
I don't know if I'd call that hitting it, but the drummer, so into it. Just really quick, I hope you're enjoying the tour, but I got to say a couple things. I'm having surgery on May 3rd. It's going to hold me up for a little bit, so just bear with us through May. Another thing, May might be a really good month to join one of our memberships, either through YouTube membership or through Patreon membership. If you don't mind me being in front of a camera with maybe diapers stuffed in my nose, that might be kind of fun. Also, this tour is long. I think there's almost an hour's worth of footage. We're not going to get all that into this video, so we're going to be putting the full length up on those membership sites. So even if it's just for a month, if you enjoy the tour and you want to see literally everything or my recovery after the surgery, head over to one of our membership options and definitely check it out. This is some of our most used parts. There's a lot of capacitors. We got film caps, fuses, incandescent lamps, transistors. This is all turntable parts, little screws. These are step-up transformers, Denons even. More cartridges and parts. More carts. More carts and head shells. This is like a cool GE. It's mono. Old school, sure. Pickering. More cartridges. Looks more run-of-the-mill. I don't even want to see the mother load. So these are all carts that, you know, the styluses are shot. That's why they're in here the way they are. But there's still some good stuff in here. That's a V15 Type 3. That's a really good cartridge right there. Looks like an ADC. Yeah, ADC. Looks like a Stanton or pick. Oh, that's actually an Empire. I think that's an Empire. But yeah, there's an old V15 Pickering. These are, you know, raw LEDs. And we got, these have a resistor built in. Yellow, orange, red, white. These are bayonet, you know, Pioneers, Marantz, Sansui, all that kind of stuff. All right, so this is where we do dust cover cleaning for turntables. I've done a video on that before. We use this Novus #2 and the buffing wheel and buff those out. This is a ultrasonic cleaner for knobs. This is really a big part bin. We use a lot of this stuff. You know, these are knobs for receivers, you know, or amplifiers. A lot of times when I'm buying amplifiers or receivers, they're missing a knob or two. And, you know, this is the first place I'm going to look is through these bins, you know, so hopefully I don't have to get on eBay and try and find one and wait for one, because it just slows everything down. And having them all labeled, and it just makes it a lot easier. Counterweights. A lot of times turntables come in, they don't have the counterweights. This looks like a Technics SL23. Oh, it's an SLB3. This is definitely a Pioneer of some sort, but another Techniques. Good to have a good stockpile of those. This is the t-shirts. You know, when you order a t-shirt, this is where they are. I do all the shipping. If you received a product from us and it says, "Thank you, Kevin," that's me. I'm back here packaging it up and shipping it out to you. Some of our camera equipment for YouTube, and you know, I do a lot of video editing here. My kind of best setup. We use an ultrasonic cleaner to clean all of our records before they go out on the floor. This particular machine does 10 records at a time. And then coming over here, you know, it's kind of a little bit of everything. These were some speakers I just picked up over the weekend. Another pair of realistic minimus. These are really cool. They're heavy. This poor unit, this is a 5580, which is the European 1050. As you can see, I think it got damaged in shipping. It's actually racked. The chassis is actually bent. Several knobs are bent. I'm still just sitting on it trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
That's a shame.
Oh, it sucks. It's such a cool receiver. And we've got, these are more receiver parts up here. My eye. And this is just, you know, everything from, you know, Yamaha, you name it. You know, it just depends on what it is I'm parting out. Depends on what I'm going to keep. There's a Harman Kardon 730. Got quite a few parts on that one. Ooh, Onkyo VU meters or watt meters off of M504. Those are really cool. This box, this thing is too heavy. This is just the Pioneer bin. 1250, 780. Here's some floor scan meters. These are always really nice to have on hand because everybody likes to use these as handlebars. That's the AM antenna off of a vintage receiver. It's like there's a whole bag of SA 9800 parts. Then we got one more up here for turntables, but I'm not gonna pull that down because my back already hurts. Just bought these today. Pair of Heresies. A friend of ours, Marcus, he did a good job on them. There's our new speaker stands. We were taking photos of it. They're non-screwed in versions, which makes it really nice. Once you get them, you just snap them together, and really happy with the new version of those. Really sturdy, there's no shift on them. More cabinets. Looks like, you know, Marantz, WC22 cabinets, that type of thing. Maybe a turntable plinth up there. This is my Gerard 301. Say a few just random turntables. You know, this is probably a working turntable. Need to get hinges for it. There's a 1250, that's ours. I need to get started on that at some point. And looks like more face plates and stuff up there. Really, this is the back room. This is where, when we buy something, it sits here until we, you know, get to it and either get it fixed and sold for the floor or repaired. That's the furnace. It was a lot of fun. I love this building. I love this store. I love the people that work here. You know, it does feel like work sometimes. I don't think you can avoid that, but there's absolutely no way I would trade Skylabs, this store, the people that are here for anything. So I appreciate you watching the tour. If you're in the area, definitely stop by, but check our hours. You know, we do kind of have some odd hours. We're only open Wednesday through Saturday. You don't need to buy anything. Do not feel obligated to buy anything. Just come in, take in the smells, take in the atmosphere. Appreciate you sticking around. Thanks for being patient with us. Like I say, in May is going to be a little bit rough. We're really going to try and stick to our at least a video every Sunday. I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Are you leaving this, Rob?
Huh?
Why are you looking at me funny? I don't get it. Do I have something on my face?